Okay guys, what's going on? Voodoo 51292 here, and welcome to the official review of the game Killzone 3, exclusively for PlayStation 3. I did beat the game in a matter of a couple of days over the past weekend, and an interesting game, so we're going to get right ahead to the review, which people are probably interested in. So, first things first, let's talk about initial thoughts. What did I really think of the game? Well, I thought the game was pretty good. It wasn't, I wasn't disappointed by the game. I also wasn't blown over the top by the game. It was pretty much what I had expected going in. That being said, I think it was a hell of a lot better than Killzone 2. I did not enjoy Killzone 2. I apologize, but I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy the campaign very much of Killzone 2. I actually didn't beat it. I got extremely close. I got to like the last levels or so, but didn't actually beat the game. So, so I thought it was good. I had fun playing it. We're talking about the campaign, of course. I had fun playing it, and yeah, it was a pretty good game, and certainly not a waste of my time or anything like that. I did enjoy playing it. So with that being said, let's head into the pros and cons now of Killzone 3. First, we'll start off with the pros. What did I like about the game? Well, for one, you'll have to excuse me for 1 second. My throat's going dry on me. I gotta grab my juice real quick. Apologize. Okay, got some juice. Now we can continue. Well, as I said, I already liked the campaign better than Killzone 2, excuse me. It had more diverse atmospheres in Killzone 2. There's a lot of different kind of scenery. There's a lot of different levels in the game, which I enjoyed. You got to take control of various ground machines, you know, things you can drive, things you can fly, obviously with the jetpack, which was a big stick of the advertising for this game was the jetpack. And, you know, really just a bunch of diverse gameplay, which was pretty fun. You know, again, the graphics are exceptionally well. You know, even on Killzone 2, the graphics were, when that game came out, those graphics were probably the best, you know, on the entire market for PlayStation 3, was the graphics on Killzone 2. So I expected nothing less, and they provided nothing less. It was great graphics, tremendous. The sound quality was really good. They had Dolby sound on the game. I believe from watching DSP video, it actually used DTS audio. So the audio quality was extremely well. It's hard to capture on this camera because it doesn't have the greatest microphone to pick up game noises and things like that. But the sound was really good, and just a pretty good atmosphere, and you know, just a fun game to play. Pretty much a traditional first-person shooter. You know, solid gameplay, and you know, just pretty much some good fun, slaughtering some Hellghast, and enjoying the great graphics and things like that. So overall pros, yeah, pretty solid game, pretty solid gameplay all around, and I wasn't too disappointed. Actually, I wasn't really disappointed at all, to be honest. But heading into the cons, there were a few things that I lied. I was actually a little bit disappointed with a couple of things, okay? First of all, we just talked about the audio and how great it was. Well, it is. However, the audio does experience problems in the game, okay? And I thought it might just only be on my system, but it's not, because I watched, again, DSP's playthrough of Killzone 3, and these same problems were happening on his with the audio. The speech in the game is, it's messed up. People will be saying a line and it will cut off. They'll just stop talking. They will not finish the line. Sometimes there's like 2 sentences and they won't even say the second sentence. And it was aggravating, and really kind of unacceptable that you have this great audio, and you know, you spend all the time making this great audio and getting the contract with Dolby and everything else. However, you can't program the audio to work properly. It doesn't work. As far as the dialogue is concerned, people, like I said, they cut their dialogue short. They don't say whole things, and I make a note of it if you watch my campaign playthrough. you know, every time it happens, it's kind of frustrating and annoying that that they couldn't program it to be correct. Okay, a couple of little problems here and there with the gameplay. There's a couple of points where they really failed to make a good checkpoint system. I know towards the end of the game there was one level that was a huge issue for me with the checkpoints. There was like a big battle scene on like a bottom floor, and if you, it's like, you know, 5 to 10 minutes of playing to wipe out everybody on the bottom floor, and then you move up to a second level where there's an exploding barrel in the corner, which I learned later, and a bunch of enemies rush you, and you're obviously not prepared for it the first time, or the second time really, because you don't even know what's going on around you, and if you die there, you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the ground floor level and play that again for another 10 minutes to get to the second floor and try to find out what's going on. That happens in a couple of places, and it's kind of annoying. They really should have done a better job with the checkpoint system. A few times during it, there's also a really unfortunate, copious amount of cheap deaths. And what do I mean by cheap deaths? Well, if you've ever been playing a game where you go into a level and you just instantly die for no reason, and then you realize, oh, well, the guy popped out behind me, or oh, there's a guy up there, or something like that, and it's a really annoying game mechanic that people use sometimes, and I don't know why they do it, where they expect you to die the first time you do it, because you don't know that there's a guy there, or that there's an exploding barrel there that they can shoot, and stuff like that, and it's pretty annoying because they do it a lot. You'll walk around the corner and you're being shot all of a sudden, you have no idea where, you finally die and you look up and there's a guy back in a remote corner of the room or something that you had no idea was there, but of course the second time you play it you know he's there, so you take him out, and it's kind of annoying that they do that. And a lot of times during gameplay, actually, stuff is going so crazy, okay, that you know, you don't know what's going on. You're standing there and all of a sudden you start getting shot from all directions and you instantly die. Or you're behind cover. The cover system in this game really doesn't work very well, okay? It didn't in Killzone 2 either. You know, you run up and take behind cover behind a barrier and you still get shot and die. And I've seen people like, oh, well, I really like the cover because it's realistic. You can't cover every part of your body. Well, A, it's a video game, okay? And B, with the way Killzone 3 is, with the amount of damage that those enemies do to you, if you can't take damage, I mean, if you can't take cover and you start taking damage, it doesn't do you any good. Okay, and of course the AI for Killzone 3, and always has been for Killzone, they're deadly accurate. Okay, so if you have a pinky out of the way of cover, they're going to hit it and you're going to die. Okay, so the cover system, as far as like running out and covering under barriers and stuff like that, it doesn't work, okay, very well. You really have to take cover like on the sides of the maps and behind huge objects, because again, if you're even a little bit exposed, you're going to get hit. Take another sip of juice. So that was a little disappointing, okay, that didn't work, and they didn't really improve it from Killzone 2. There's a couple other things. Was there a couple things I wanted to talk about, or no? Seemed like there was something else I wanted to address, but but I can't. I really can't think of it right now. So the only thing I guess I can say is that, yeah, like I said, the enemies in this game do so much damage on normal mode. It's insane. I would never even consider playing this game on a harder difficulty because it's probably impossible. The enemies do a ridiculously huge amount of damage. They're pinpoint accurate, and you know, a lot of the time you actually have no idea what's even going on. So it's pretty bad from that standpoint. Hey Tyler, just doing a game review. No worries. So that's the deal with that. They could have fixed it. It could have been better, in my opinion, but that's bottom line. So that's it for campaign. So now I want to address the multiplayer. There's three modes really. They're called different weird things. I don't know what they're called, but one of them is basically team deathmatch. The other two are objective based. Now the other two that are objective based are just ridiculously daunting. the matches take forever. I mean, I had to cut videos into 2, and really I could have even cut them into 3-part for some of these matches. They were ridiculous. They were like 30-minute long matches for one match. I don't know who sits there and plays an online match for 30 minutes at a time. It's absurd.
I can't even play single player for 30 minutes.
Yeah, so that didn't make any sense. And honestly, I had no idea what was going on. Okay, at least on the first objective base, I completely forget what they're called, but the first objective base I play, I didn't even know what was going on. I had no clue. It was very confusing. They didn't make it clear. And in the second one, who knows? Now, basically, what the multiplayer is, it's basically based off of a class system. So you've got like 4 different classes, and you each have different, things. It's very much like kind of like a Resistance 2 style. And even the classes are kind of the same. So from that standpoint, it's a little bit different than most, but it's not a huge deal. Really, the classes, they have a couple of unique abilities, but other than that, it's really not that great. The team deathmatch is definitely what you want to play on this multiplayer if you want to play it. It's the least confusing and the most straightforward, to be honest. And the problem with the multiplayer, however, I find is once you start getting shot, that's it. It's worse than Call of Duty from that standpoint. If you get hit, you're dead. If you don't see the guy, you have no chance to recover, no chance to rebound. You start getting shot, you're dead instantly. Instant death every time. So a couple of times I started getting shot and try to move behind cover, and you can't. Like, I was getting shot, I couldn't even move. The game wouldn't even let me move. So the multiplayer, here's the deal. Bottom line with that, it's okay. Again, it has potential to be fun. It can be fun, I guess, at times. If you really enjoy the graphical style of Killzone and stuff like that, they really incorporate it well into, into the multiplayer. But other than that, it's hit and miss. It's nothing special, and the campaign is really the heart of this game, and it's what you're going to want to buy the game for. So, alright, with that being said, I think we'll split the video here, and when we come back, I will give you a few good tips that you might want to keep in mind playing this game, because there are a few, because Killzone is a little bit different than some other shooters. So, some useful tips for you, and then I'm going to go ahead and rate the game, and we'll wrap it up. So this is it for part 1. Make sure you come back and watch part 2.